Hello friends, welcome to the Yoga Still. My name is Krissie, I'm a yoga teacher, I am a Reiki healer, and I am just giving you a tour this week of some of my favorite resources. I hope that this becomes a place where you can connect with all things woo curious, and I'm really excited to share my collections. So today I'm going to show you the Kaleidodope Swatches of Chakra deck. I got this deck from Etsy, and I have to admit, when the package showed up, I was really disappointed. I was not aware how small the deck would be and how few cards are in this deck, but it's quickly become one of my favorites. This deck, it packs a punch. It's a powerful little thing. So the cards are set up like color swatches and they move through the chakras. I really enjoy this deck. So the back is sacred geometry. They're really small. They're smaller than a standard card, the deck of cards. This is a standard card size, and they're even a little bit smaller than that. So we start with the reds with the root chakra. We have stability and security, finances, and the physical body. We move into the sacral chakra with creativity, sexual energy, emotions, and relationships. We move into the solar plexus, self-esteem, personal power, decisions. I like that card. We move then into the heart chakra with love, compassion, forgiveness, and connected. Now, this being said, you don't have to have awareness or knowledge around the chakras to use this deck, but because that's how I connect a lot of things, and I find that just a useful piece to consider when I work with these cards. So then moving into the throat, we have communication, truth, expression, and then we move into the third eye, into our intuition, spiritual awareness, psychic abilities, and dreams. Finally, moving into the crown chakra with universal energy, divine consciousness, and presence. And then finally, the card that ties it all together, limitless. I really enjoy working with these cards. They also did not come with a guidebook, so I think this is a deck that if you're interested in, you kind of need to have a little bit of experience of intuitive reading, or they might fall a little bit flat. But while I have you here, let's go ahead and take a draw. So I believe that although for some of us, working with cards can be divinely inspired, I like to think of cards as a way to shift our perspective, to allow us to look at things in a different way, to consider things that we may not have considered. A lot of times in my practice, I treat cards as beautiful journal prompts, as something to think about as I continue on the rest of my day. So as I shuffle, I think of us as individuals. I think of us as a collective, and I trust that whenever it is that you see this, there is room for reflection for each of us, and maybe, just maybe, an epiphany for one of us. So when I do a 3-card reading, the first reading represents who we are today, what our invitation is in our presence. The second card represents what's crossing our path, what's coming up for us, what we can look for. And then the third card represents our guidance, how we can look at these first 2 cards, what we can use to help us integrate these 2 into our lives. So I'm actually going to start with the psychic abilities, start with the guidance. And I know if you're not in the woo-woo bend, there could be some eye rolling going on here. I mean, I'm pretty woo-woo, and there's a little bit of eye rolling going on from me. But when I see this card, when I see this reminder to invite in, to allow, to work with our psychic abilities, what I see is just being tuned in to our intuition and being tuned in to what we hear, what guidance we hear from the divine. To remember that we don't have to have all of the answers right now. We don't. I mean, we just don't. That to not expect yourself to hold everything you need within your knowledge base and within your intellectual abilities, but to allow yourself to see, to sense, to listen, to be open to what comes from both your intuition and your divine source as important information. Your knowledge, your book learning, that's not all you know. And remember that. So that's the guidance we take into the first 2 cards. So who we are today is compassion. A reminder to show compassion to yourself. A reminder to show compassion to others. A reminder to just allow the voice of compassion to be one of the loudest voices in your head. I know right now, with a lot of different climates we have going on, this can be hard. But a reminder to let compassion have a seat at the table right now. Invite compassion in. What's crossing our path is this limitlessness. I know this time feels constricting, but we are still limitless. There are still possibilities. There are still many things available to us and for us. But keeping our eyes open to them is the challenge, right? And that is where our psychic abilities come in. So who we are today, a reminder to invite compassion to the table. What's crossing our path? Our options wide open. Even when we don't feel it, options wide open. And how we integrate compassion and limitlessness into our lives is through listening to our own intuition and to messages we get from Source. Friends, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I will see you for my next deck tour. Have a good one.